Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Two former soldiers have been accused of raping one of their colleagues after an evening drinking together in their mess. A military court heard today that Corporal Anne-Marie Element was found crying and semi-naked in a corridor after the alleged attack in 2009. She died 2 years later. Thomas Fulton and Jeremy Jones, who have now left the army, both deny rape. Our Home Affairs correspondent Andy Davies reports from Bulford Barracks in Wiltshire.
This is Anne-Marie Element, the footage taken before she joined the army and went on to become a corporal in the Royal Military Police. She died aged 30. But the circumstances of her death weren't relevant, a jury was told today, to the task they faced. And that task, a court-martial heard, was to determine whether the young soldier had been raped by two of her colleagues 2 years before her death. Those former colleagues are Tom Fulton and Jeremy Jones, two ex-soldiers who served alongside Miss Element and who both deny charges of rape. Anne-Marie Element's sisters and mother were in court today to hear the prosecution's account of the moment in 2009 when the soldier was found by a friend in a corridor at her base in Germany. It was in the early hours of the morning a panel of military officers and civilians heard. She was naked but for a cardigan, extremely drunk seemingly, feet muddy, crying and struggling to keep her balance. Later that day she would give police an account of a drunken night on the base, which ended up with her in the room of one of the men she'd been drinking with, being raped, as she claimed. That account Anne-Marie Element gave to the police was videoed at the time, and today, nearly 4.5 years on from her death, that recording was played to the court. Over several hours she appears sitting on a sofa, occasionally tearful and holding her head in her hands, as she's asked at length about the events in question. She said she'd been drinking shots with the two men until late, that her recollection of what followed in one of the men's rooms was limited, but she did recall telling Tom Fulton repeatedly to stop having sex with her, adding later in the interview,
"I know that it's a really serious thing and the outcome affects what happens to their lives and careers. I don't want to get someone accused of something they hadn't done, but I know that I didn't want to have sex."
The court was told today of witnesses having seen Corporal Element and the two men flirting during the evening. Both defendants admit they had sex with Miss Element, but claim it was consensual. The trial is expected to last between 2 and 3 weeks.
Andy Davies reporting there.
I've been getting away with it all